advice for about protecting your work? There's so much rampant, thievery or, people just stealing ideas. Is there anything you could tell the listeners how to help protect their work?
Sure. I mean, first of all, I don't agree at all that there is so much rampant stealing of ideas.
Okay.
Uh, I I ran across that in 30 years in the business, maybe twice, where in both cases I'm almost sure it was totally unconscious and unintentional because people go, executives go to hundreds of meetings, pitch meetings, and if an idea comes up 2 years later, in another meeting or somebody's looking for an idea, even though they take notes during meetings and try to keep it all straight, they might not. Uh, they might not remember this is where they heard it. But mostly, I never see this. Uh, John Gardner, who was one of my mentors, a famous novelist, said that he once had written a story about a giant alligator and never sold it, but then found out that a movie had just been made. So he snuck into the theater and watched the movie, and he said, "I almost fell to my knees after the movie, thanking God that my story had never been sold because I thought, let somebody else take the rap for this hideous idea, But I keep moving so fast that people can't keep up with me, and that's the way you protect yourself by moving fast, and not worrying about it. On the other hand, if you have to have an answer to that, there are two ways to do it. You go to the Writers Guild of America West.org and you register it, register your story, register your treatment. Cannot register ideas. Or you go to the Library of Congress, copyright register on a page, and register it there. Those are about the only two legal ways to protect your story. And they don't protect your story, by the way. Any good attorney would want me to point this out. They protect your claim to have written the story. The truth is that American copyright, international copyright, except for China, immediately protects what you've written the moment it's written. You are already copyrighted legally. But to register your copyright, you can go to the Copyright Office and register online, and that proves your claim that on this particular day, you claimed that you wrote the attached story, and that way, if it ever comes to court, you can show you registered this, and the only way someone could beat you in your claim is by showing they registered it 2 years earlier, and that has happened. Some big lawsuits have been won by, false claims of authorship by people who'd registered a story 2 years after it had already been registered by the person who really wrote, the story. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I would spend like 1,000th of the percentage of your effort worrying about, your losing your rights to something. Spend the rest of it writing a new story.
Fair enough.